Sierra was 12 when she first realized her life didn't look like other girls' lives. In her class, everyone arrived in clean shoes, shiny jackets, and lunchboxes full of snacks, while she quietly walked in the same torn sneakers she had worn for 3 years. She never complained, never asked for anything, and never let anyone see her broken heart when kids whispered behind her back. At home, her mother Vivian worked double shifts at a laundry shop and cleaned offices at night. She barely slept, barely ate, and barely had enough money to keep the lights on. Sierra always found her mother asleep on the couch with her shoes still on, as if she was too tired to even finish taking them off. But she smiled every morning, pretending everything was fine. Life moved like this for years. Sierra grew up watching other girls celebrate their birthdays at restaurants and bring new phones to school. She had nothing to show, nothing to compare, but she carried a strange fire inside her. She wanted to change her world, and her mother's too. One winter morning, Sierra came home to find her mother sitting quietly with her hands shaking. A notice was on the table. They were 3 months behind on rent. Vivian tried to hide the paper, but Sierra saw everything. She didn't cry. She just sat beside her mother and held her cold hands, promising silently that one day she would make a life so big that no landlord would ever threaten them again. In high school, Sierra worked in a restaurant washing dishes after classes. Every night she would come home exhausted, but she studied late into the night. Her friends partied and relaxed, but she didn't have time for any of that. Her world was survival. When college application season came, she applied only to one university, the one that offered full scholarships. But when the results came out, her name wasn't on the list. She felt her whole body fall apart. She cried for the first time in years. Her mother hugged her tightly and whispered, "Failure doesn't break strong people. It builds them." Sierra wiped her tears and decided to try again. She repeated the whole process. Work, study, and after one grueling year, she earned a community scholarship. She entered a state college with only $50 in her pocket and a dream burning in her chest. College life was even harder. She worked 3 part-time jobs: library assistant, grocery cashier, and early morning coffee shop server. Some nights she slept only 2 hours. Some days she fainted from exhaustion, but she kept going. One day, after submitting her final exams, Sierra walked home barefoot. Her old shoes had finally torn open, and she had no money to buy new ones. She cried silently as she walked under the streetlights, but she didn't stop. The world felt cold, cruel, and endless, but she kept moving. For years passed like that. Pain, struggle, tears, hunger, all of it. And then one warm summer afternoon, everything changed. Sierra received an email from a tech company. "Congratulations, Sierra. You are selected." She screamed, fell to her knees, and cried harder than she ever had. She ran home with shaking hands, and her mother opened the door just in time to catch her crying in joy. They both collapsed into each other, laughing and crying at the same time. Months later, Sierra stood inside her new apartment, a clean place with bright lights, warm carpets, and a kitchen full of food. Her mother stood in the doorway in disbelief. Sierra handed her a small box. Inside was a brand new pair of shoes. Vivian touched them with trembling hands. "These are beautiful," she whispered. Sierra smiled, her eyes full of tears. "These are for the woman who walked miles for me, when she had nothing but hope." Vivian hugged her daughter tightly, whispering, "You kept walking even when life broke your feet." Sierra's voice cracked. "Because one day, I wanted to see you walk without pain." They stood together, in a home that wasn't just built with money, but with struggle, sacrifice, sleepless nights, and a daughter's unbreakable will. It was a victory that tasted like tears. And it began with a girl who walked in torn shoes, but carried a heart stronger than steel.